offer to open you up to one delightful evening and lead you to the journey of joyful living, joyful being by introducing you to Jujube, the author's fifth book, Bala's fifth book today. All of you would know PC Bala, the author, and would have read his earlier books. But today we want you to meet another very successful and popular author and speaker, Mr. Prakash Iyer. We're hoping he'll join us soon. And he's our guest of honor today. I'll be introducing him after the formal event commences. We will be waiting for more participants and starting perhaps in another 5 to 7 minutes. In the meanwhile, some Zoom protocols. You would have realized we have muted you on entry. If you want to share feedback, use the chat window. I can see Vrinda wishing me, Ravi Shankar, thank you so much. Yes, we are excited. So is PC. And Ramji, thank you so much. Use the reactions to convey your appreciation. And when I throw open a question, this is the most important. When I throw open a question, please share your responses in the chat box. And in the end, we'll have some question answers. Use the raise hand option. Use the raise hand option if you want to say something. And please talk when we have unmuted you. That's towards the end. The earlier questions will all be in the chat window. And who knows, you might just win yourself some surprise gifts today if you give us the questions that we are waiting for you to ask. Thank you so much. And so till we have some more people joining, because we are expecting the maximum participation at 6, we are going to be having some fun here. Thank you, Priya. That's so sweet of you, Priya Kumar. Okay, before the event, I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'm assuming most of you like Bala, which means all of you must be readers. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and just to check if we have a very lively and enthusiastic audience here. There are 70 people, yay, in Zoom. So have you heard of the fastest finger first in KBC? Yes, that's what we're going to do. So the first question, from April to July, and you know why I'm talking of April to July? I'm not going to stress on that. From April to July of 2020, how many of you are spending time reading books? How many of you are spending time reading books? Me. Maybe. Ravi Shankar, don't say maybe. Okay, I can see several me's. So that's exciting. It's good to know all the readers are here. And the next question is, so do you like reading fiction or do you like reading non-fiction? What do you prefer? Both? We want you to say both because Bala has written both. Theatre Marina, good to have you here. Fiction and self-help. Non-fiction, both. Self-help mainly. Yes. So the book that we are going to launch today is about self-help. It's about non-fiction. So we are even more excited to have all of you here. Sukanya, if you say fiction, still we have something for you because we have a lot of stories in that book. Nice to hear all these responses. And then I want to know this. I'm very curious. All your questions to PC Bala will be taken at the end. What drives you? Will all these questions to PC Bala will be taken at the end. So are you reading ebooks? All these audience who said fiction and they are reading, are you reading ebooks? Or like me, you still prefer the old-fashioned feel and smell of hard copies of the books? Because I love the new book as well as my old books, which I've read at least 3-4 times. Cass, hard copy. Sharmada Vishwanath, old-fashioned, I know. Lata Vijay Bhaskar, ebook, simply because we don't have enough space now to store the books. Both, anything which drives me. Deepa, good to have you here. Hard copy. Smell and feel of hard copy books. That's very, very exciting. Great. I'm happy to see all of you. The momentum is picking up. We have 80 participants in Zoom. Vijayta, how's the FB live stream going? Good. I think there is huge traction in FB also. That's very nice. And we will start the formal program sharply at 6. But I have another important announcement. We'll be conducting several contests in the FB page of author PC Bala. So I urge all of you to like his FB page, all FB users. So just get into Facebook, search for Author PC Bala if you haven't already done it. Like the FB page, because the first contest there, which we are launching today or we are launching now, is that you should share your most joyous moment of your life, tagging all the people who were a part of it. Describe your most joyous moment and tag the people who are part of it. You've got to hashtag it as my Jujube moment. Isn't that your Jujube moment? My Jujube moment. And this contest will be running actively on Mr. Bala's FB page and Insta page. You can tag him as at author PC Bala in Facebook, or in Instagram, tag him at Bala_PCB for all your contest entries. There are exciting gift hampers for the winners. So please do like the FB page, people, and share your Jujube moment. This is a very important part of the book launch as well as the book promotion that's going to happen. So now back to the questions. This feels like one virtual book club meet and I'm loving it. Aren't all of you enjoying it? Neena Reddy is here. Welcome, Neena. It was very sweet of you to agree to be here and even share it with the Duchess Club. And 30 plus are live in Facebook. That's amazing. That's amazing. And okay, now back to the questions. Now we move on to the more relevant questions. These questions might get some surprise gifts too. So be ready. This is the first important question that might just get you a gift from Bala. So how many of you have at least read 2 of the earlier books of Bala? You have to type your responses along with the titles. Along with the titles, how many of you have read at least 2 of the earlier books of Bala? Along with the titles, please. Sukanya, one more. Hey, yeah, Sukanya is one winner. Can someone note it down, please? Vijayta, Sukanya is the first winner. She's read Panchtantra and no, Ready Steady. Oh my God. Okay, Sukanya is the only winner. Okay. Neena is saying that she's going to pick up all the books. Wow, that is some commendation for you, Bala. Drizzle in the Desert, Panchtantra, yes. Panchtantra, we learn about his books later. So thank you so much. Praveen Shekhar, you can take the matter to the Supreme Court or the God Almighty, but I like Sukanya, so I chose Sukanya. Matter ends there. So that's the first question. Sukanya gets the prize for her fastest finger first answer. And then the next question, this relates to our chief guest or the guest of honor for the evening. How many of you, I'm going to introduce him in greater detail later, but how many of you have at least read one? Is Prakash here? Can someone confirm to me if Prakash has joined us? Bala, can you confirm if Prakash has joined us? Because he might love to hear this answer. Anyway, we carry on. So how many of you have read at least one book of Mr. Prakash Iyer? Again with the title, please. No, 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 no. Not accepted. Correct title. Ravi Shankar P is the winner. So there is a small spelling mistake here. I would give it to Ravi Shankar P. The Habit of Winning. I see The Habit of Winning, Habit of Winning, Habit of Winning. Yeah, just read The Habit of Winning to make winning a habit. Thank you so much. I wish Prakash were here. So Ravi Shankar P wins the prize for the second question, and Sukanya won the prize for the first question. Thank you all. Thank you all for all these responses. That's very, very great. And so we know we have lots of PCB fans here, and we have some of Prakash Iyer fans also. And I promise you, by the end of this evening, all of you would be converted into fans of Prakash as well. Great fans of Prakash. So one last question, and with this we go on to the formal evening. This last question is the most important question, for which I expect the most responses. How many of you are fans, not of PC Bala, not of Prakash Iyer? How many of you are fans of the word Jujube? How many of you are fans of the word Jujube? We all know the word. We don't need any introduction to the word. We don't need etymology to the word. We all know Jujube. We love Jujube. So I want all of you to say to yourself before you start, Jujube. Jujube, come on once more. We have muted you, but we can still hear you. Jujube. Kalpana says she's a fan of Raji. That's so sweet of you, Kalpana. Okay. So, Jujube, come on once more and just experience the joy you feel. Jujube, I want you to experience the happiness and the delight that you feel. And you're sitting in your homes, I assume, or your offices. Just say Jujube. Say high five to yourself. Say fist pump, Jujube. And while it's time for us to start the formal program, the clock just struck 6. Can I confirm if Prakash is here, or do we wait for a few more minutes? Bala? Okay. I'm getting some funny names here. Ram, yes, Jujube, Ram, we have a reference to you today. Ram ki Jujube, Ravi Shankar Jujube, Deepa Atreya Jujube. We have a few more minutes because we decided, like the Cinderella moment, we will start at 6. And we have 93 participants. Let me wait for that magic 100 before I start the formal event. You can go on with your answers. Okay, Ram and Ramakrishnan. Can we unmute Ram and Ramakrishnan, or Ram and Ramakrishnan, can you unmute yourself and say Jujube once? Ram and Ramakrishnan, if you're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Say Jujube once.
I have to say it in Rajini style. Jujube.
Can we hear you once again?
Jujube.
Okay, is that Pati? Is that Pati?
Maybe Pati, yes.
Yes. Okay, Pati, can you unmute yourself and say Jujube in your own style? Pati, you can unmute yourself.
I am. Jujube, PC.
He's been around. Why are you so afraid? Someone, Ravin Shekhar hit the nail on its head. Meena Reddy, can you unmute yourself and say Jujube? Where is all the noise? Why is everyone silent? Okay, Sukanya Venkatraman, unmute yourself and say Jujube. Can we start? We have 2 more minutes. Are we experiencing any? Neena Reddy is not able to unmute. It's okay, Neena. We have women, so we will hear you from here. I think, yes, Bala is back here. Bala, can you confirm if Prakash has joined us?
Just joining us, just logging.
Yes. So, Bala, did you listen to all the Jujube shouts that we
Hey,
had?
Jujube!
The most prominent,
Sukanya.
I think.
No, Bala, you can't talk. Please mute yourself. You will get a chance.
Sorry?
We just want the attendees to talk now. Conversation. Mr. Sukanya, just did someone say Jujube now? Yes. Pati is not saying because Veena is next to him. Praveen Shekhar saying that. That's very nice. Neena Reddy again, Jujube. So we have all the shout outs for Jujube. If Prakash is joined, we can start the event. I won't start till Prakash is here. Okay. Jujube ko wo podu is not Rajinikanth. Wo podu is some other star whom we don't consider an equal. So it has to be only Jujube. Link to FP page. Just search for author PC Bala page. You will find it and just like that page. That's what you need to do. Veena and Pati to everyone. Pati and Veena not next to each other. Okay. Whatever that means. Yes. So I think it's time, Bala. Should we start? Can I get a thumbs up from you? I know we have muted you. Yes. Okay. So once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. It's heartening. It's 95. I just want 5 more people to be here. But anyway, let's see. So it's 95. 95 is a fantastic number, Bala. At 6 o'clock. Yes. So once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. We promise you that this digital launch of Jujube will make you smile and remind you of what happiness means to you. That's what the book is about. Bala in one of his posts had asked in his promotional post in his page, if you're following him, What does happiness mean to you? Is it those never-ending giggles and hearty laughs with your loved ones, or is it some moment of achievement? Don't confuse success with happiness. Happiness is more internal. Today is your chance to ask yourself that question and seek joy in the simple things of life. So, here, the cliched version, introduction of the man who needs no introduction. So, those of the few who don't know PC Bala, he heads an enterprise engaged in assurance and background verification. He's a chartered accountant by qualification, but chose the path less traveled, quote unquote, and became an entrepreneur immediately after qualification. By his own admission, self-professed, he's a CA with absolutely no corporate work experience. I think no one would have hired him at that point, right? But these are all the boring and unexciting parts of Bala's life. So his work is a very small part of what defines the man. After a stint in theater during his college days, Paki, shout out to that. After a stint in theater during his college days, PCB took to writing much later in his life. And anyone who grew up in the 1970s in Chennai or any part of Tamil Nadu couldn't have escaped the influence of superstar Rajinikanth, and Bala was no exception. However, he was the first person to channelize his admiration and appreciation for Talaiba and wrote books on him. His first book, Rajni's Punch Tantra, has been presented at various corporate and other events at over 60 forums and presents simple management lessons through powerful punch dialogues of Rajni. Can I have 2 punch dialogues of Rajni on the chat window, please? Yes, as I continue. So the book had the privilege of being launched in the presence of none other than Mrs. Lata Rajnikanth herself and the esteemed Iyakunar Sigaram K. Balachandar. The book was a runaway success. It was a national bestseller. And then his second book came, Grand Rajni, co-authored by Ram and Ramakrishnan, whom I invited to give the Jujube shout out. So Grand Rajni had valuable lessons on brand building and brand management and give a whole new perspective to the way the world looked at the actor. These 2 books led to Bala's foray in public speaking. He was invited to address corporates, educational institutions, and other forums. And it's always interesting to hear him speak either formally or sometimes even informally on his most favorite subject, Rajnikant, and also on enterprise building. Later on, Bala went out to write 2 fictions, Ready, Steady, Exit, and A Drizzle in the Desert. The reason that Bala has such a huge audience of fans for his books is that I think there are 2 simple reasons. One is his stories, his fiction stories, draw inspiration from the life events which he himself has gone through, and also his characters are often real-life human beings. You know, they are not those flawless or the typical negative characters that we see. They are the real-life human beings with whom we all emotionally connect with. And now for the 5th one, he is back to non-fiction, and it's a very interesting title, Jujube, and let's wait to know what's the connection with Talaiba and the book. Jujube is a book that attempts to teach you that happiness lies in the small things and the simple things. Happiness is essentially simple, not easy perhaps, but simple. And my favorite motto is, my own motto is, to take care of the simple things in life and the larger things take care of themselves. So we will hear him today later talk about Jujube. Hello, Bala. You can say a shout out to the audience.
Good evening, all of you. It's a Jujube movement, and he was simply rocking, Raji. For a moment, I thought, I'll completely outsource this launch to you.
Yeah, I mean, you can ghostwrite my books.
The hype impression, I really loved it. Thanks a lot for this.
Thank you so much, Bala. It's your moment. I wouldn't want to steal the thunder. And now, moving on to the most important guest of the evening, is Prakash here, Bala?
Yeah, he must have logged in.
Yeah, no.
He is. He's here.
Hey, Prakash, and what is this new look that you're sporting? You've taken me by surprise. Good. No, but I have to get formal. Bala has warned me. No, don't go overboard. Okay. So what can I say about Prakash? Yeah, that he was the CEO of Kimberly-Clark Lever in his last role in the corporate world. He is an uncertified cricket junkie. Cricket and sports is to Prakash was what Rajinikanth is to Bala. He has written 3 books actually, though most of you said The Habit of Winning. I don't want that word in the chat box. Whoever says that will be eliminated. No COVID. Please remove that person. Okay. The 3 books that he has written are The Habit of Winning, The Secret of Leadership, and You Too Can. The underlying thread of all these 3 books is that the intention is to say stories which inspire, awake, and unleash leaders within us. So no wonder today that Prakash is a sought after speaker and leadership coach by big corporates, big names like Philips, Bayer Crop Science, and many more big names. But in my opinion, these are great things, but are these the most important things to know about Prakash? I don't think so. Let's hear what Prakash has to say about happiness. Prakash says, and I quote Prakash, happiness for me is when sometimes at an airport, a young man walks up and says, he's read my book or heard me speak, and it made a difference in his life. Makes me feel good, especially if my wife is around. And then he says in braces, she anyway thinks I have stage managed the whole interaction. Yeah, wives are like that. We never trust our husbands. Okay, so makes me feel good, especially if my wife is around. As you can imagine, I get my highs out of making a small difference in the lives of the people I interact with and helping people unleash the leader within themselves. Okay, so who is a leader? Anyone who leads his own life is a leader. All of you are leaders. I'm a leader. All of the others are leaders. And Prakash helps you unleash the leader within yourself. That's what makes him happy. Now I'm going to make him happier. I met Prakash in March 2012 at an event where he spoke about the habit of winning. I still hold as a cherished gift an author-signed copy of that book. From then on till today, in my own journey as a finance professional and as a businesswoman, if I can call myself that, the lessons that he taught that day on goal setting and leadership with simple stories woven around the Chinese bamboo, the white rabbit, these stories you have to read the book. I'm not telling you the stories. You chase, the white rabbits that you chase continue to inspire me. In fact, a story which reminds us that in a mountaineering expedition, most important thing is not to lose sight of the mountain is something that I've repeated 1,000 times to my own audience, my clients, my students, and my staff every day whenever I talk of goal setting. So, well, Prakash, you made a huge difference in the life of a not so young woman that day in March 2012. And if Savita is around, I would want her to know that was not stage managed at all. In fact, she might not even remember it. She was there. So it's a true honor and a matter of personal delight, Prakash, to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And 100 reached. Yay, 103. Clap hands. And now over to you, Bala, to start the digital launch of the event while I lie low now.
Thank you, Raji. Thanks for hosting this wonderful event. Good evening to all of you. And Raji, you're simply rocking and brightening this evening. And thanks, friends. Many of you have come in this evening, despite today being a working day, although we may be working from home, most of us. And special thanks to, what do we call Prakash, my mentor, my sounding board, my friend, my leader. So thanks, Prakash. You have made this evening very, very special for me. Thanks for that. Let me talk something about this book. That's a protocol we have to follow. And then we will perhaps launch this book in the presence of Prakash, and I'll continue to talk for a while. And then, all of us are waiting. Even I'm eagerly waiting to listen to Prakash. And then we move on with the reference to whatever Raji decides to take this program forward, the way she wants to take it forward. Jujube, I think she has given enough explanation. I will keep it very precise. It's my 5th book. Very delighted to write this book. It is my 3rd non-fiction. I think she's already narrated the kind of books that I've written. Some of you may be already aware. While the promos were on for this book some time back, there were a lot of messages to me personally through social media, some calls stating that this book is the most apt book for the current period. Because people knew that this book is on all around happiness, right? I felt very glad because the title itself, perhaps marketed the entire theme of the book, and they said many opined that this is a right topic for this COVID times, lockdown times, and so on. Thankfully, yes. But let me tell you that this book was written I finished this book even before the lockdown. The lockdown, initial days of lockdown, helped me to polish the book and then get it published. Yes, while I understand that definitely this book will be very relevant during current times, it is actually relevant at all times. That's my conviction. That is my faith. And that is why I wrote this book also. And this book is also applicable to all of us, irrespective of the age group you belong to, right? From a very young student to, baby boomers to even the older generation. It is applicable. And that is why I wrote this book. Jujube addresses a very, very simple but a very critical subject. A subject that we are all very eager to acquire, a subject that we all love to have, the subject that we fight to somehow derive, and the subject that we envy. It is in a single word. It is all about happiness. I mean, most of us seek happiness on our own, or even sometimes you would have experienced. Some people seek happiness at others' cost also. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, it is all about seeking happiness, right? There are and many people also take several routes to remain happy, to derive happiness. Fair enough. And many of you must be reading. A lot of spiritual gurus, philosophers, they have touched upon this subject multiple ways. In fact, many of them will tell you that happiness is the basic parameter for life. Happiness need not be the path. The path itself is happiness. Okay, these are some of the things that they have shared. But I'm not a spiritual guru. I'm not a philosopher. I am a common man like millions and millions of people. Okay, and being a common man, I'm extremely happy. The reason is I'm able to enjoy, I'm able to derive happiness from very simple tasks. There's simple tasks like even writing a book, simple activities, so ordinary simple conversations. So all of this give me tremendous amount of happiness. Genuinely, I'm telling you. But I don't see this happening with many others. I mean, and that is precisely one of the reasons why I wanted to write this book. And I'm very glad that I chose to write a book on this particular topic. I think she's online. So little loudly, I'll tell. I should thank my wife, Sunita, here for this book specifically. The reason is, her inputs really helped me a lot. And her involvement actually enhanced my joy in writing this book. So this is a book where there was an involvement from my own family. So I'm very, very happy about it. That is also a sort of Jujube movement to me. And why I chose this book, you come across, I'm sure some of you also must be observing this. I certainly come across people who are reasonably endowed with a lot of goodies, okay, a job or study in a good institute, good family, good money, etc. But then, generally I find them unhappy on several occasions. Generally, they're unhappy. Why so? All these people are unhappy because of various reasons. See, you can be unhappy if there is an unhappy incident. I'm talking about a situation where everything is normal, still there is unhappiness. Maybe these people, some of them, always look forward to something very exotic to derive happiness, exotic experiences, expensive experiences. Unless you dine in a very expensive restaurant or have a drink in a very expensive pub bar, or go to a very exotic, fair enough, wear a very expensive brand, good enough, I think all of us will feel very happy about it. No two ways about it. But these are some of the things that you can't do on a very sustained basis. You can't be doing things on a day-to-day basis. Vacation, take for example. Yeah, you unwind with family, with friends, you travel. Great to do that. You'll feel extremely happy. You click so many pictures, share in Instagram, Facebook. Fantastic. But you need not accumulate unhappiness for a period of 11 months and take a vacation during the 12th month for a week or so and then unwind. That's not sustainable. Happiness has to be concurrent. Happiness has to be practiced. It should become a habit. And to tell you very frankly, there are no secrets to remain happy. Seriously, no secrets to remain happy. It's all around us. You have to just identify them, pick them up, practice them, and some of them should become a habit. You have to get into, I'll borrow the book title from Prakash. Just like habit of winning, you should get into the habit of remaining happy. Okay, so that is very, very key, and that is one of the main reasons why I wrote this book. And before I even speak a little more on this book, why not we have that's a ritual. We should launch the book. So let us do a digital launch and see how it works. I hope people are clapping everywhere. I wish they do that. It's a great pleasure to launch this book in the presence of Prakash. Prakash, I would have ideally waited to launch this at a store when you're physically present, but nevertheless, thanks for being once again.
Thank you, Prakash, and thanks for your presence this evening. Can I just unmute the entire audience for 1 minute? And can I have a chorus applause, please? Can the host unmute all the audience for 30 seconds? Can I have a chorus applause? Can all of you say Jujube in unison? Jujube. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. More than those digital claps, this applause matters to us a lot. Congratulations, Bala, on the congratulations, Bala, on the official launch of your 5th book, and I'm sure the audience are dying to grab a copy of it. As my duty as the MC, you can pick up your copies from Amazon.in, Flipkart, Notion Press, and OTC Chennai from today. And we are saying with a flourish from today. If Amazon delivers, pick it up from today. Or from tomorrow, it will be available in Kindle, Amazon.com, and Kobo too. Please, 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 30 simple ways of making the habit of being happy your lifestyle. Okay. So now, Bala, we are curious. The book is officially launched now. There are no more secrets surrounding the book. Okay, so we are curious to hear from you why you wrote this book. What are the key insights and takeaways? And we're also looking forward to a discussion on the book between you and Prakash. And finally, I'm hoping in that discussion you would also touch the most important question: why the title and what the reference is to saliva this time. So over to the both of you. Unmute yourself, Bala. Unmute yourself. We are not hearing.
Yeah.
Prakash, you should also perhaps unmute yourself.
Now it's fine? Okay.
Yes.
Before I hand over to Prakash, let me answer some of the points that you put across to me. The structure-wise, this book has got 30 chapters. Somehow I'm stuck with this 30. The Rajneesh Panchandra had 30 chapters. And I don't know how many of you know, Prakash Iyer's 3 lines are already there. I mean, has been there ever since I wrote my first book. Rajneesh Panchandra, his feedback appears on the cover page. I don't know whether you remember that. And so Rajneesh Panchandra has 30 chapters, and this book also has 30 chapters. And the structure, each chapter has a narrative on a particular subject. Okay. And then what I've done is, for each of these chapters, I have chosen some celebrities or popular people from various fields. It could be from business, world of sports, entertainment, media, and then I have narrated as to any of these celebrities practicing this particular chapter. And I also written my ways of how I handle that particular chapter. So that is how you have 3 pillars: the narrative, the what others do, or what a popular person, celebrity does, just for us to understand and appreciate, and what I do. And then the book talks to you. And then book will ask you, hey, what are you doing about it? So that is why in my promos also I mentioned, the book will talk to you, and then later you will talk to the book. So that's the structure. Key insight, I think I've already broadly covered, but one difference one differentiator is there. See, people confuse success and happiness. In my opinion, both are different. It's nice to be successful. It's nice to be happy. Both are important though. Success is generally associated with an event, outcome of an event, outcome of a task, outcome of an effort. And there'll be normally an external validation for this. You may feel successful, but somebody may not say that you are successful. You score 80% success for you, but for others it may not be. I'm just giving a hypothetical example. Okay. Whereas happiness is very internal. Nobody needs to validate us that you are happy, you are happy. It's internal, it's completely internal. And that's a major difference. So in my views, I sincerely feel if you are happy most of the times in your life, okay, most of the times in your life, you are a very successful person. And that's the key takeaway from this book. And this will teach you more, and I will not even use the word teach you. Maybe it will guide you. You must be already practicing all of this. It's just a question of remind you, hey, if you're doing it, great. If not, why not you? So that's the whole concept of this book. Title, Jujube. There is a story in this. Initially, the title was completely. It was some 30 easy ways to enrich life, something like that. Very preachy. I didn't like it after some time. I realized that I should change the title. But then I was waiting for a single word which will communicate excitement, happiness, joy. And for a long time, I couldn't pick it up. Finally, it is again Taleva, my dearest Taleva, superstar Rajinikanth, in a way helped me. He said, come on, man, I have used this word Jujube so many times under the most difficult situation. 10 people around him, okay, they're going to kill him. And then he will just laugh at them and say, Jujube. My God, fans go frenzy. I mean, and then the theater, there's a never-ending applause in the theater. Jujube. It could be any situation. Any situation. I remember in a movie where he walks into a hotel and wants to book about 50 or 100 rooms. And say the guy will say, receptionist, you have to pay a huge amount as advance. Can you? You say, Jujube. So that day I decided this book's title has to be Jujube. And I'm very glad that that title has become key. So Jujube, that's the secret of Jujube. And it also communicates that despite constraints, challenges that we have on our day-to-day life, we can call it Jujube and then have a very, very happy life. With this, I think I will hand over. I'll request Prakash to come in, and later on I'll share my favorite chapter. After Prakash addresses.
No, everyone thoroughly enjoyed your Jujube. Can we have it once again, please? Right in Talaiva style.
Oh my God, Raji, certain things.
Don't blush. It's your event.
And let me tell you.
No, we want only Jujube. We don't want all this clear, the suffix, prefix and all.
Jujube.
வேற இன்னும் எதிர்பார்க்கிறோம்.
Jujube.
வேற லெவலுக்கு போணும்.
No, I think.
Yes, I would let Prakash come in now.
After Rajinikanth comes on screen, you can't have all these extras coming in and trying to say, give me also some screen space. Come on, not fair.
No, you're Sharad Babu for Rajinikanth. You should watch some movies. There is always one nice, polished, sophisticated Sharad Babu Rajinikanth in all the movies.
Sharad Babu is this good-looking, handsome man that all the girls would go gaga about, right?
Absolutely. Minus the beard.
I'll take it. No, but it's such a pleasure, BC, to be over here. And thank you so much for having me with you over here. I wouldn't have missed this for anything. And the fact that we've got, 112 people listening in, most of us struggle to get so many people in a bookstore. So this is really, really says something about you. And the fact that I think they're not here just for a book launch. They're here for the person. They're here for PC. And I think that says something about the man. And I think he's just a remarkable person, such a good human being that if someone had to write a book on Jujube, it had to be PC. I don't think anyone else could have done justice to it. So this is so appropriate, PC. And I'm so happy to see so many familiar people, so many familiar faces in the audience over there. And I'm not referring to my wife, who's also listening in over here now, and who, of course, missed all those wonderful things that Raji had to say in the beginning. But this is life. Yeah, you don't get everything the way you want to. I must also say that, Raji, I think you're doing a fantastic job over here. If you think about Jujube and a person, bubbly, full of life, bringing laughter around us. So I won't be surprised if, tomorrow morning you find that in the Hindu, there's that small space where there is an ad with, that name change that says that I, Raji, am now changing my name to Rajube or something like that.
No
So
way. No way. Not even for
it is
Bala.
her, It is
Not
her.
for
It is her.
Rajinikanth, surely.
Yeah. But I just want to say a couple of things about Jujube, the book itself, and it's interesting. One of the things that PC talks about in the book is to say you should read, and if you read, you can be happy. And I think if you have to start reading, a good book to start with, of course, is the one that we're talking about today. It's a simple little book. It's got some very cute little things that PC says in his own style, and you could see it. When PC was talking to us, you could see the the excitement and the passion and the way he was talking about what Jujube really means, and that's what you will find in the book itself. And I like that idea, PC, that this whole thing about success and happiness and how they're really completely de-linked, and you don't have to be successful to be happy. But the flip side is so easy that if you're happy, hey, chances are that you are in many ways successful in your own right. There were a couple of things in the book that I found, particularly interesting, and I like this one. I must tell you a couple of stories from there. There is some place where he talks about the need to declutter, okay, and how he says you should open your wardrobe and kind of look at stuff and try and clean it up and stuff like that. And I must tell you a little story from my own life. So my wife and I decided that we must kind of declutter our cupboard, okay, and it was interesting. So I opened it and I found this, wow, here's this lovely pair of jeans, and it's a size 32. I must keep it. Someday I will wear it because I've never worn it, but I will one day get to 32 and I will wear it. And then I found this other shirt hanging over there. It was a gift from somebody, an expensive shirt, never worn it. And my wife says, throw it away. I said, no, one day I'll fit into this and I want to keep it. So what really happened at the end of it was that I saw lots of clothes, which I should have thrown away, but I said, no, I will wear it one day, and I kept it there. And my wife, when she went around trying to kind of declutter, she looked at it and said, have I worn this in the last year? And if the answer is no, out it goes, okay? And I thought that's probably the right way to do it. And many of us confuse, our intent with our action. We think if the intent is right, the action will follow. It doesn't follow. And I think the good way to look at things in life like this would be to say, did you do it? Not will you do it? Okay. And there's a big difference, a big gap between saying, I will do it in the future versus, hey, have I demonstrated that I will do something? And I thought that when I thought of that, your wonderful lesson on saying you need to declutter, and not just your wardrobe, but other point, PC's point over here is declutter your life. And I think that's a fabulous point out there. There's something else that I must tell you, which really touched me, which is this whole idea of saying, PC says, if you want to be happy, you should be there for other people at important times in their lives, okay? And I think that's a great message. And I think some of us miss out on it. And, we are very busy making a career or, finding success or chasing something elusive. And we miss out on the simple joy of being there for someone else. And I think the interesting thing there is that it's not about what it does to you, but it's also about what it does for the other person, just being there for the other person. Now, PC, clearly 112 people know about it because they're all sitting there, I think, making your day special. And I think we all recognize how special this is for us. I must add something else over here. And PC talks about, I think, I'm not sure of the exact line, PC, but you say something about, reach out to older people or go and meet older people. And I must tell you this, that if there is a piece of advice I would have given myself when I was younger, and I wish I had heard it, is really this. If you're not staying with your parents, and if you're not staying with your mom, for example, call your mom every day, call her, it will change her life, it will change her world. Because for you, you've got 100 things to do, friends to meet, meetings to catch, Zoom calls, and 100 other things happening. But for her, one of the few things she's looking for is to say, hey, when will he call? And she'll go to bed that night and she'll think, must have been busy, so didn't call me. But I think it's a good idea for wherever you are, if your mom is not with you, good idea to call her and make her day. But that's really, kind of the senti part of what Jujube can be. But let's come back to the real deal. And I want to get PC, and I want to ask you, tell us, PC. I've told you what I liked, some of the chapters I liked from your book. What's been your favorite story or your favorite chapter from this book? Tell us.
First of all, thanks. Wonderful. It's always very inspiring to listen to you, Prakash. In fact, I keep telling, you will appreciate if you listen to this. I keep telling people, listen to Prakash here, okay? And then you will get into the habit of winning through secrets of leadership being taught by him. And then finally you will say, man, you too can. Or something like that. So please appreciate. Please clap for this.
Get Jujube into it and then I'll clap.
Okay. As I said, there are 30 chapters and I'll choose one chapter which is all are close to my heart, but I'll choose one chapter.
Yeah.
Which is periodically spending time with friends periodically. Okay. So it may sound very sentimental, but let me explain this. Today it's a digital world and people are becoming more and more digital. Even on a very important occasion, people WhatsApp you, hi, happy birthday, happy anniversary, all the very best. Fine, because everybody is busy. But at least on special occasions, I make it a point. It's my habit. Call people and talk to them. Call them and talk to them. Even if it is a nuisance to them, I don't mind. I do that. Secondly, I'll give a nice narrative, which is very special to us. A group of friends, my close friend, I hope he's watching this. My very close friend, my colleague, Shankar Raman. He initiated this 20 years back. 20 years back, he came with an idea, some 7 or 8 of us, I may be wrong margin in terms of numbers, that we go to a village in Tamil Nadu, which is close to village close to Kadalur, which is in Tamil Nadu. Okay, and spend about 3 days, 3 nights. Have a lot of fun, and then come back. So we went, and then we did it for 2 years. We loved it, simply loved it. But then we wanted more people to be added. As we spoke about it, some more friends were added to this. Then we wanted better infrastructure. So from that village, we moved to a place which is Neyveli, which is about 200 kilometers from Chennai. Okay, and believe me, every year, perhaps earlier we used to go during peak summer, May, and play cricket. Then we realized it was very foolish to do that. So we changed to January or February. And every year, a group of people, close to 2022, we traveled to Neyveli for 3 days and play cricket, have plenty of fun, nothing on business, nothing, just game of cricket, a lot of warm hugs, good fun, entertainment, and we come back. I'm telling you, people come from all over, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kochi, Bangalore, and even outside the country, Dubai, Hong Kong, USA, Curacao, somewhere. And the guy who comes from Curacao comes and does only umpiring and then goes back. And then it's for only 3 days. This has been going on for the last 20 years non-stop. And we have captioned it as NPL, Neyveli Premier League. This is slightly bigger than even IPL.
Yeah, in Chennai, it's more popular than IPL.
NPL. And so this NPL clan, I'm sure some of them are watching it. Special hello to all of them. And this NPL is very close to my heart as well. Thanks to Shankar for this. And like a premier club membership, the membership is closed. Now nobody will be admitted to the NPL. So that's the beauty of NPL. And I have covered this particular chapter in my book. I wanted to update.
Sorry to interrupt, Bala. In the chat window, all your NPL clans are cheering for you. Raman Ramakrishnan is cheering. Cass is cheering. As usual, Shankar has said, man of few words, my pleasure. With his own
PC,
style of
thank you,
voice.
PC.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's incredible.
Very
I'm
nice
sure there
to
are.
hear from you, Shankar.
Sorry, Prakash.
I'm sure there are lots of NPL folks listening in, and it's so good to have
they're
them
all
over
here
here.
and they're cheering for PC and they're saying, yay, super. Cass is saying NPL, hooray. So I want you to know the entire NPL is here. We could have a digital match after the launch.
And I
But
must
PC, the nation wants to know, is it true that Jio is buying NPL out?
No, but we are not selling till we get the right valuation.
I don't know. This is how there is a lot of leakage of information. I never thought this information. That's the worrying factor with regard to digital means. I don't know how you got this news, but I will talk about it later, Prakash.
Sir, we'll appoint you, sir. We'll appoint you to deal on our behalf.
I believe the book is already out in some parts of the country. It's called Jujube. So it's all happening now. It's all happening. Well done, well done. But tell me,
Thank you so much.
PC,
Shankar, thank you.
And now I didn't speak much about Prakash earlier. Now I'll reserve. See, the what books can do. It is not my running the company connected me with Prakash, or he's running the company. Although years back, we were servicing a company where he was actually working in Chennai, but never got an opportunity to meet him. Maybe he had some reservations. He used to meet only the top CEOs and so on, so he didn't. And much later, after his first book, Habit of Winning, and my book, Rajini's Panchatra, the books connected us. That's the power of Talaivar, power of Rajinikanth. He will connect people. Okay, and I met him, and that is how. And then we were extremely delighted, happy, and grateful to him, because on a couple of occasions, not once, couple of occasions, he came and addressed our company during the annual meet. And in the first meeting itself, we won so many admirers, just hands down. I'm telling you, I still remember some of the slides. Still here, still here. So that's the beauty of Prakash. If people have not listened to his videos, please go to YouTube. Amazing set of videos are there. And again, the beauty about his subjects is it is applicable to all of us. No age. I remember.
PC, one sec. There's a feedback coming from my wife that this is not your book launch, it is PC's book launch. Please ask him to speak about his book.
Please tell your wife, the time that I met him in March 2012, it was an all-women's gathering where he addressed some 70 women. And he had the guts and gall to do it with his wife by his side. So that is credit to Prakash.
So I also heard that day that this is a bad case of carrying your Tair Chadar with you when you're going for a sati. So
don't overdo the act. Savita is quite smart.
I'm trying to tell the audience that what books can do. Sometimes people don't know. Books is not just about writing a book. Books connect you with very special people, and that's what I shared. Nothing else. So now Prakash,
go for it. So I like this bit when you said that 30 is a special number. 30 chapters in your first book, 30 chapters in this book. Your age has been 30 for the last 30 years. How do you manage this?
His age, be fair to him. His age has been 30 for the last 25 years.
A single word.
It is facts, right?
Just Jujube.
Just Jujube. Yeah. This is so good. PC, tell me something. In all
the things Shekhar is saying, PC is 13.
13. Tell me, is there something that you said in your book about how to be happy that Sunita, your wife, will say, you never do this. This is chumma, you're writing it, but you don't actually do it. What would that one thing be?
Of course there is. But I hope she may not share all of this in public domain, and because I have some kind of image and reputation, I hope she doesn't. But she has such views. And one thing I wanted to learn. She grew up in Pune, and I'm a Madrasi, and I can never speak in Hindi. And Prakash, you are aware of it. Some lovely anecdotes on that. And I thought I would pick up the Hindi language after marrying Sunita. I mean, that's not the only reason why I married her, but after this marriage, I thought I would learn.
I'm still trying to find out why she married you.
That we'll have a separate. So what happened, I started learning a bit, early days of our marriage, but somehow I still not succeeded. So she keeps telling me that you have no sense in learning a new language at all. So stick to it. The other side is she has learned better Tamil now. So I'm glad about it.
Okay, can I choose this particular moment to bring Sunita in, please? I know I'm skipping the script and the flow and all that, but I never stuck to PC script. Sunita, can we have you online since there is so much discussion about you? Sunita, can you switch on your video and unmute yourself? Yes, Sunita, there's so much talk about
Hi, Raji.
you. Hey, Sunita, good to see you. For those of you, the woman beside the not successful happy man is Sunita, and she is a phenomenal artist by herself. So, of you who know her in FB would seen her works of art. In fact, the mission that I have given PC is to set up an exhibition or a show for her works of art. And as usual, woman of few words, but today we have dragged her. We want to know what is Sunita's Jujube moment, what are the Jujube moments in the family of the Balas, and your views on author Bala, his attitude towards the subject Jujube. Is he too much writing this stuff, or is there some truth to all this? The inside story the nation wants to know.
Thanks, Raji. This event is a Jujube movie moment for all of us. A very good evening to all of you. And it was, as usual, very wonderful to see and listen to Prakash Iyer. PC is basically a very optimistic and positive person, and he's always so much full of energy and zest for life. And for him, family has always been a priority. And we both believe that family time is very important to bring happiness in our lives. We always make it a point to dine together, and it promotes a sense of togetherness. And each one of us gets an opportunity to share our stories, anecdotes, or events of the day. It's a very small act, but invariably is one of the happiest parts of our day. And besides this, of course, we have our regular vacations, our weekend outings, and our fun games at home. And another interesting aspect of PC, which I would like to share, is that he has a habit of giving up sudden surprises. And this adds to a light-hearted fun and creates many, many wonderful memories for us. And in fact, we have had plenty of these Jujube moments during this lockdown as a family, because we have been seeing only the three faces. The three of us are together. So three faces, we are seeing each other. So we do create those lovely moments. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Pita, 1 minute. एक बार आप प्यार जताइए हिंदी में. PC won't understand. Rest of us will. It's okay. प्यार जताइए एक शायरी के साथ. शायरी वायरी कुछ नहीं. एक सेंटेंस में प्यार जताइए. Please.
PC बहुत लाजवाब हैं आप.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है,
क्या बात है, क्या बात है.
Basically, she said, "Shut up." Okay, don't reply.
You're very.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Raj.
you so
Thank
much.
you,
Sunita,
Sunita,
so
wait,
good to see you
Sunita, I
here.
have my Jujube moment with you. So
Thank you.
PC was mentioning that we're all online now, and we shouldn't, connect with people offline also. So my Jujube moment last year was when PC was not at home, but I know the family so well, and I went to Sunita's house on her birthday. I went with a gift, spent a couple of hours with Sunita, and came back. It was such a nice time that we had on her birthday at her house. And I have one more tidbit of information for all of you guys who are trying to make your wife happy. PC has air conditioned his kitchen. Tip which you will find in Jujube.
PC, even I have air conditioned my office. So, it's a good idea to air condition the space where you spend most time. I think it's a good idea.
No, PC did it long before the lockdown. He air conditioned the kitchen for his wife. So all of you, tip that you will not find in Jujube only if you attend the digital launch. Okay, so that's
I just want to bring one more person into this conversation, since PC talked about how the book brought us together and our meeting together. There's another dear friend of ours, Ravi Subramanian, who's this fantastic author, and I thought I saw him over here.
Oh,
so if he's still there, maybe we should get Ravi.
Ravi, can we please have you?
For old time's sake.
Hi, everyone.
PC wants
Hi,
to
Ravi.
introduce,
There you
hello,
go.
hello. It's such a pleasure to have you. It's an
It's a
honor. I've
pleasure.
never seen
Always
you.
a pleasure to be there for PC. PC,
I know.
congratulations.
So over to you. I'm not even going to try anything. That's Ravi Subramaniam for you guys.
I think PC Jujube is like
Actor and author, and he truly needs no introduction.
Jujube is like PC Balasubramanian all the way. It's like PC has a nickname which only I know and not many people know. I call him Mini Rajnikant. Okay.
Does
And-
Rajinikanth know?
Rajnikant will actually be offended because he will then say he should be called Mini Bala. Okay.
Good one.
So, Bala, congratulations. I think the book, I haven't read the book yet, but the book looks fabulous. So, with this book, I think you've actually added 5 stars to your writing career, and we all wish you all the very best. And I think it's as Prakash said, it's very heartening to see that 100 people have actually joined the Zoom call. And we do struggle to get 100 people in a bookstore for a book launch. And so I think this speaks volumes about you, your following, your fan following, and your friends. And it also speaks volumes of the length you go to maintain relationships. I think today, happiness in life is largely dictated by the relationships that you keep. relationships can be great, relationships can be toxic. And I think if you have a happy relationship, uh, it adds value to your life. And I think with you around, I'm sure it's the happy part of it. And all of us are very happy that you decided to be friends with all of us. And I think we owe a lot to you. So best wishes, Bala, for
Ravi, before you leave, one Jujube moment in the recent past for you.
Absolutely.
one Jujube moment in the recent past. Well, actually, it's slightly crazy, but my daughter was in the US when all this COVID crap broke out, and we were struggling to get her back in to Bombay. And the day we booked the tickets, the day after that, flights got banned from US to India. So to me, you know, it's also about peace of mind, right? It's happiness is also about peace of mind. And I think that was one Jujube moment in the recent past for all of us.
And
Thank you, thank
I
you.
got to share something about Ravi. Ravi, be on the screen. No, let Ravi be on the screen. Let Ravi be on the screen. Again, books connected me with Ravi, Ravi Subramaniam. I read his book. I actually read his second book first, second or third, Incredible Banker. Then I went and read his earlier book. Just fell for. I'm a big fan of Ravi Subramaniam's work. And today, any fraud in India, elsewhere, any major financial fraud happens, I immediately think of Ravi Subramaniam. I mean, don't take it otherwise. I know Ravi will.
I'm getting emotional.
That's a very damning statement, Bala.
I know.
No. It is the pun is intended. And Ravi would sketch a story immediately from a fraud. Number one. Ravi also gave a fabulous feedback to Rajini's Panchayat. Still gets featured in the cover. And I should be thanking him because he's the one who put me onto a national publisher for my first book, Rupa. His introduction worked wonders for me, number one. And he launched my first fiction, Ready, Steady, Exit in Bangalore. He came to Bangalore, launched the book. In fact, he inspired me to write fiction. Otherwise, I started with non-fiction. But the hopping happened because of Ravi's influence, good or bad, I don't know, but it happened. And in his novel, in his book, The Bankster, I am a character. There's a small role for me. So one day he called me and said, Bala, you are a character in my book. Hope you don't mind. I said, why should I mind? But then second thought, I was a little scared because 90% of the characters in Ravi Subramaniam's books will have a gray shade. Okay. And I was a bit worried, what this man is going to write about me. But finally, when the book was released, I played my role in the book. So very happy. And
he was PC Bala, MD of Matrix Business Solutions.
That day itself, he made me the MD of. I was not the MD, but I now become the MD of Matrix. And I normally believe in return gifts. So I'm very proud. It's a very proud moment for me to tell you that there is a story on Ravi Subramaniam in Jujube. Okay, in one of the chapters, Ravi Subramaniam is covered. And don't worry, Ravi Subramaniam, I had not tarnished the image. So
no, I just said you go to a long distance to maintain your relationship. So I'm reasonably sure that you will maintain your relationship with me. And writing evil about somebody, it's not a way to maintain relationships. So I'm sure that whatever you have written, you would have written something nice.
It's a proud moment to cover you in this. So
thank you very much. I'm honored. Yeah.
One friend giving the foreword, another friend getting featured. What else I want? And this is the only book where, after a very long time, perhaps both Rajinikanth and Kamal Hassan are present. So that is another great brownie point for people to.
Okay, now you have given me reason to buy the book.
Yeah, that's
I'm a self-professed Kamal Hassan fan. Anyway, thank you so much, Ravi. It was an honor having you, and I'm really sorry I missed you. PC had specifically instructed me. Thanks, Prakash, for that well-cued intervention. And Prakash, we are closely. I had a few.
But before you carry on, Prakash, I love that look.
Thanks so much. Wait. Let me make sure Savita is listening to this.
So thank you so much. And we are, though the audience is still 95, we would like one more important person to step in here. Priya Kumar, another name to reckon with. So Priya is a motivational speaker and author by herself. And I heard her in one of the recent events of Matrix and another webinar that she did. So hi, Priya. Very, very nice to have you. And I'm sure you're going to increase the dose of energy that this event has already been having. So,
oh no,
here we
you're
go.
already doing that, Raji. It's such a pleasure for me to be on this book launch. Really an honor with such amazing people. And I think this book was much awaited, much awaited. So thank you for having me here.
And Priya's book, Bala, I mean, this book is being marketed or
I'll tell about it. So,
okay.
Priya, let me take
Sorry.
2 minutes.
No, that's fine.
It's my great pleasure to introduce Priya Kumar to the audience. Priya Kumar is a very good friend today, amazing speaker, and a fabulous writer. I think every year she's releasing one book, and July 27th is her next book, if I'm right. If I'm right with the
yes.
date. And must be a 12th or 13th book. That's her work on the writing front. And we engaged her to address at Matrix annual meet last year. I'm telling you, 3.5 hours on stage, and she really rocked. And more importantly, for Jujube, Priya Kumar's company is handling the entire digital marketing position of the book and even guidance. So thank you so much, Priya Kumar. The experience of your team, your own experience in handling the subject is extremely interesting for me to go through. So thanks, and thanks for coming in. And Priya Kumar,
you're most welcome.
He's already given a testimonial to the book, and that has been incorporated to the book as well. So fantastic it is.
I wish you great luck. I mean, look at you. You didn't have to write a book. You just have to stand up, and that's a book in itself. You know, somebody who knows you knows happiness. So I think you're the right person to write it and the right time for this release. So I'm very, very happy to be a part of your venture. And I would really like I told you, one of my purpose was to do justice to the book, you know, that this book reaches the hands of so many people. Like so many people write to me, I'm so depressed. What shall I do? At least now I have an answer. Go read the book. You know, so go talk to Bala. So you've given a good avenue for a lot of people, especially in these tough times. So thank you for writing the book, and thank you for adding value to the world.
Thank you so
You
much.
rock,
So
Bala.
before you leave, Priya, I would just like to read out something that inspired me in recent times, a word of Priya, which I listened to her. If your dreams are not inspiring you, it means your fears are destroying you. Bring your worst nightmares to life and then leave it. Be fearless. You will become fearless when you face your worst nightmare and say, bring it on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Raji.
I will make my strength so big that everyone will pardon me off for my weaknesses. I read that every day, Priya.
How cool. Yeah. You're just so kind. I'll live 2 days longer. Thank you.
No, you will live several years longer.
Yes.
Because I just realized you're a few months younger than me, so you have to live several years longer.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, Priya. Fun having you here.
Priya,
And,
thanks to your my favorite team member from your office, Vijayata, for her wonderful work in this book so far. And
absolutely.
Please convey my regards to entire team.
Bala, anyone else? Someone was mentioning Shobana Ravi. Is she here or anybody else? Or otherwise, we throw it open.
CKK, by any chance? I'm not sure.
Is CK Kumravel here, sir? Mr. CK Kumravel? I mean, it's really difficult going through the 90 participants. Yeah, that's about it.
Open to the audience now.
Yeah. So thank you so much, people. Yes, Bala?
Correct.
Okay, thank you so much, people. And thanks a lot, Prakash and Mr. Ravi Subramaniam and all of you, Priya, especially, for making this. Now we throw open the book. Before that, I would like to repeat that we are running a contest in the FB page of Bala, the author Bala, I'm sorry. And you have to share your Jujube moment in the page and tag it with hashtag #myJujube moment. Tag all the people who made you happy. The contest will be running for a few more days, and actively both on his Insta page and his Facebook page. Please do participate. There are exciting gift hampers. And now we come to the last 10 to 12 minutes of the session. We are throwing it open to questions from the audience. Bala, can you also watch the chat window so that I don't miss any questions that you would like?
Before that, the questions can be put
Yes.
across to me or to Prakash, to Ravi Subramaniam, to Priya Kumar, to anybody. So, not I
So
may
the
not.
questions are open. How do, I mean, how do you handle a writer's block? I mean, I think we should address it to one panelist who would like to take it. How do you handle a writer's block? Whoever has it only should take it.
It's just this fifth book. I'm not even entitled to talk about it. You should either talk to Ravi or Priya Kumar about it because they have written.
No, they don't have a writer's block. They
I
always
think,
write.
I think this is Bala's show. So all questions will be to Bala. And
When
only
is the Tamil translation coming up, Ravin Shekhar? If Bala commissions me, I'll work on it.
Oh, fantastic. That English copy, I mean, it's just getting.
Yeah, so then I will work on the Tamil translation. How are they handling this period of being stuck at home? Are more books coming to the authors?
Sorry, I didn't understand this.
How are the authors handling this period of being stuck at home? Are more books coming?
I don't know. See, this is for other authors to. I'm launching a book. In fact, some people even advise me as to how I'm launching the book. It's lockdown time. Amazon is not delivering in most cities. That didn't stop me from launching this book. I even took input from people. I mean, that's all right. There is always a digital copy, or you can wait for Amazon to deliver later. The book can be picked up from most people. They deliver. And if you're living in Chennai, Odyssey has already stored my book, so you can pick up from Odyssey. Home deliver. In the worst situation, call me a copy of the book. So,
yeah, Sangeeta, Shankar, and Sumesh, can you unmute yourself? What
Hey,
was the
hi,
Jujube
PC.
moment? The question is, what was the Jujube moment of PC in writing this book? While writing this book, what was your Jujube moment?
no, there was a cause. As I explained, I felt the need to write this book. The best Jujube moment was when I changed the title. So, to be very honest, I finished this book, got the foreword from Prakash Iyer. First of all, I felt very glad that, man of his stature gave a foreword. But then I became a little nervous because after reading the foreword, I realized the foreword is far better than the book itself. So, perhaps I shouldn't have gone to him.
You see, no lies today. Huh? No telling lies like this. Come on.
So that's the Jujube moment. The title and the foreword from Prakash certainly, and the testimonial coming from Priya Kumar certainly added a lot of color to this book.
Okay, that's very nice. Yes. Any more questions? You can even unmute yourself, people who are having some questions. Please
PC Pati here.
Hi, Pati.
Hi,
Hi,
Pati.
congratulations. You're just rocking. I have a question. Okay.
Make him appear. Yeah. Like to see you. Yeah. Hi, Pati.
Yeah. Hi. See, you've written Jujube probably starting from your age of 30 or even earlier. Your experience maybe from childhood itself. When does this begin? Any? You have a clear idea of that?
No, I think the realization is much later in life. No, your younger days, you're always happy. You never, because you don't have goals. A child doesn't have major worries. So when you grow up, you don't realize. As you become a little older, I'm not old. The crowd knows about it. But as you age, then a lot of other things will come and block your mind, block your heart. So that's the time I realized. Maybe about 3-4 years back, I realized that why people are not giving importance to this simple subject, or they complicate it by attending too many courses to understand the secrets of remaining happy. There are no secrets. I told you, no secrets at all. Very simple. Just identify, practice them. You will be very happy. For example, Pati, imagine days, number of hours we have spent together. From 1980?
Yeah.
So
Probably yes.
spending time with you is such a big moment for me. Always.
Thank you, PC. Nice.
Okay, another question from the audience, and which is also from two people, Cass and Prakash Natarajan from Facebook Live. Why are you back to fiction from non-fiction? How do you switch? That's very unique.
See, it may be a bad strategy. Maybe Ravi will be the best person to address this, or Prakash, or even Priya, much bigger writers. But I'm not into professional writing. This is just my 5th book, and writing is not my full-time profession. So there is no way I will strategize as to how the readers would look at me. Image building. I'm not really bothered at this point of time. What impacts me, what influences me at a particular point of time, makes me write the subject, whether it's fiction or non-fiction. Fiction is Ready Steady Exit was my first fiction, and I wrote it because of the fact that many Indian contemporary stories never had a chartered accountant as the protagonist, as the hero of the story. Either you have an engineer or a business school guy as the protagonist or hero. I felt even CS can be very interesting characters here, and that is one way of giving back to the institute from where I studied. So I made the CA as the hero, the main hero of the story. So that's one of the main reasons. And Drizzle is a more an emotional connector, and hence I chose to write. And then back to non-fiction now. I don't know what I will write next, perhaps.
Okay. Can I have one question with Prakash, please? He's still here?
Raji,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Prakash, we haven't heard your Jujube moment. You're tactfully avoiding that. So what was your Jujube moment? It can be either from your happy author or your motivational speaker moment. What is your Jujube moment? 2 Jujube or 1 Jujube moment that you would like to share with us, or it could relate to your family also. 2 Jujube moments from you.
So I think in the nature of what PC is telling all of us, which is that Jujube is not necessarily about this one big moment in your life where suddenly you find happiness and say, wow, what a great moment it was. It's often in the smaller things, I think, that can happen, and I think that's really what makes you happy. So I'll try and pick a couple of things that are my Jujube moments. The first one, I think, is that I must tell you this, that every time I write something, and whether it's a book or a column or whatever it is that I might write and put out there, my wife reads it before it goes out. And unless she says it is good, so quality control is over there. Unless she says it can go out, it does not go out. And I think two things happen over here. The first, of course, is that it helps me ensure that I don't take anything for granted. It's a silly thing for a writer to assume that the other person knows what you're saying, or the other person is at the same level of understanding in cricket or business or whatever it is that might be that you're trying to talk about. And I think Savita makes this check for me to say, hey, this is interesting, or what's this big word you used over here? I don't know what it means. So that's a good message for me. And when she says it's nice, it feels nice. Okay. So that's certainly a big Jujube moment for me. The other one I must tell you, and this is more in the nature of PC, I like old Hindi film songs. And as a kid, I've always kind of, now I don't enjoy the music so much, but for me still music is from the 60s and the 70s and the older kind of Hindi film songs. But what's my Jujube out of it is I have great fun murdering those songs. I don't sing them, but I try and convert the lyrics. Okay, so a favorite pastime would be to turn a Hindi song into an English song. So I will turn the lyrics into an English song, or I will change the lyrics to make it contemporary. So it may be about the fact that, when will we get dinner tonight becomes a song with those words in it. And I think I have my cheap thrills out of singing those songs. And that's my kind of little Jujube moments.
Hello, Mr. Bala.
Yeah.
From Trichy. Hearty congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, hearty congratulations.
I would like to know, is there any particular idea behind the book cover design, the blue color, and you're also wearing blue today?
This blue color, my what do you call, consultant, my wife asked me to shade, so that goes very well with this arrangement is, see, it's not a store, so I have to create the store environment. So she helped me in creating this beautiful arrangement. I hope it is nice, and she told me to wear a blue shirt.
The color of the cover.
No, I'm giving an explanation because Prakash spoke so much about Savita. I should speak something about Sunita. Okay, so it goes well with the book cover. Book cover, see, blue denotes what? It's a blue sky. Always nice to look at a blue sky. And this earlier the color was completely different. It had a complete yellow with very dark red letters. Somehow they themselves came back and said that we will try to change. And then my only request to them was make it, it should not be cluttered, number one. Make it very, very pleasant, because all my earlier books had either yellow or orange predominantly. So it has to be a different color. So they came back and presented this. It was just a wow moment for me. Beautiful cover. Thank Notion Press for this. It's a wonderful design. And for Indian publication, within India, they have created some flaps also, nice flaps. So I love the book. I really love the book. It's a feel-good book also. When you hold the book, you'll understand. It's very nice. So there could be another reason, whether you read it or not, just holding it is good. So that is another reason for you to buy the book.
Sure.
Hi, PC. Ramji from Singapore. Can you hear me?
How are you?
I'm fine. It's a great ride. It's very exciting. I remember the Jujube moments we used to have when we stayed together.
But don't discuss all of it now. Okay? This is public domain. Thank you. Thanks, Ramji. And this will be available in Singapore later. So I'll wait for your feedback very soon.
Sure. I will do that. Yeah.
Hi, see Raji here.
Hi, Raji, another author.
Congratulations, big congrats to you. So happy for you.
Thank you so much. You were there during the Grand Rajini launch. You spoke at the event, I remember. Thanks, Raji.
Drizzle in the desert also, I was there.
Yeah, you were there, but you spoke at Grand Rajini. You were.
So,
Thank you so much. Thanks
well,
for.
I think the theme is very interesting. I'm going to recommend it to a lot of my friends.
Thank you so much, Raji. So kind of you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi Bala, another Ram from Delhi, Noida.
Hi.
Ram.
Thank you.
Had a fabulous book release and wish you all the very best and looking forward to the 6th one. Hope it's in the pipeline.
Yeah, it is in the pipeline. My next book is also in the pipeline. It will be another very interesting subject. Let's see. As it progresses, I'll surely reveal the information.
Fine, great. And looking forward to it and hope this sends a great record and beats your the earlier 5 books. Earlier 4.
It is all in your hands. Just order for 500 books today, Ram. Get it delivered. The book will become a bestseller. So you can do it today. Even tonight after the session is over.
Fine, definitely. Okay, look forward to. Okay, Bala, bye.
Hi, PC. Congrats. Been having a great time, PC.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. You've always been my well-wisher. You have read all my books.
Yes.
My books.
I've also been recommending to others, to my friends.
Special friend and a special reader. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Bye-bye. See you.
Congrats, PC. Mukund from Hyderabad. And thanks to the digital launch that I've been part of the launch at least. I missed the other 4 launches. I remember reading your last book at one shot. I think I probably started around 10 at night and I finished the book at one shot and eagerly looking forward to picking up this and finishing this book.
Thank you, Mukund. So nice of you. Thank you, man.
Great one.
Thank you.
Enjoyed the launch.
Thank you.
Hi, PC. This is Cass.
Hi, Cass.
I know a lot of people keep home, street, or various things to have prosperity, divine or spirituality. I have not seen people keep something to denote happiness. I'm sure people keep this Jujube to denote happiness in their home. It looks so attractive. All the best, man.
Thank you so much, Cass. Thanks a lot. Happy reading.
Hi, Bala. Priya here. I've been part of all your books.
Thank you.
Just like the gentleman before me said this, I generally read it in one shot. Looking forward to it, and I hope I find the time to actually do a very quick review on.
Thank you so much. If the review is good, please post it in public domain. If the review is not good, please tell me. And I remember you launched Ready, Steady, Exit many years back, 2012.
Yeah. And you've been this absolute constant source of inspiration, but something that I can't take off. I've never, managed to write a book, but the offer is still open. You can write your next one with me.
Why not? We will surely do one book together. 100%.
Sure. Thanks, Bala. Keep rocking and
thanks.
All the very, very best. And I think it's phenomenal effort.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Hey, PC, can you hear me finally?
Hi, Ramki. I was looking out for you.
Congrats, my friend.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I think we both have one thing in common. We find extreme happiness in the minutest things in life and have a good laugh at it. Because we never saw major things in our success in our life. Therefore, major things is not a big problem for us, you see?
Absolutely wrong. And
I think for major things, no, PC, for major things, it's not about success. It is more about that we gave our best shot and we forgot about it. and we got great thrills out of small things in life and a good laugh, and therefore I think that's the greatest common factor between you and me, I think.
And it's ages since we wrote a book together, Ram. I think we should do.
We are coming back, not to worry. We are coming back, not to worry.
Do a book together. And for some of the audience who will, let me tell you how Talevar connects, apart from books connecting each other. Ram was at my office years back, okay? And Ram was presenting a lot of things. There was a group of people, 7 to 8 people, very serious discussions for more than 3.5 4 hours, very heavy subjects on strategies and so on, how it happens in the US, India, and so on. After some time, we had a bio break, coffee break, and so on. So it came out. Somehow, I mean, I don't know what made us to speak about it. Somewhere the word came out, Rajni, So when the word, that's the first time I was meeting Ram. He said, have you watched this movie, Rajinikanth's movie? Somewhere I think I was talking to somebody. So he asked me, hey, you love Rajini? I said, my God, I'm a diehard fan. I admire, respect this man. And the next 1 hour after we re-entered the conference room, the discussions completely changed. From strategies, it moved to completely Rajinikanth. So from that day, we became a lot more closer. I think that's Jujube. That's another Jujube moment. Always. Thank you, Ram. Thanks for coming.
I guess we're missing our host, Raji. I don't know where she is.
Unfortunately, Rajipam is having certain technical glitches due to which, she is currently not on the screen. We can continue with the conversation that we are having with the participants, or Bala sir and Prakash Iyer sir, you can continue with the discussions until we have ma'am back. Or Bala sir, you can have the the stage. You can continue with it.
Yeah, I'm talking.
You should get Praveen to say something. If nothing else, let him order the dosa for all of us.
Praveen, are you there?
Congratulations, congratulations. My book is on its way. It should have arrived, but it's arriving tomorrow. So that's the pre-order. Congratulations and a whole lot more. Well, I've had a ball listening in and also typing away out here. So I'm having the best of both the worlds here. And tomorrow I'm going to have a copy of your book. So definite review happening over there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Praveen. Coming from another super writer, super speaker like this, really gratifying. Thank you so much for coming. And tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you can expect my message seeking a feedback from you.
Yes, and I've signed on for the PSAI book launch of yours tomorrow as well. So
thanks for the the Kiruba is there online.
Yes.
Is he there?
Super stuff. So if there is nobody else, and if Raji is not around, PC, maybe it's a good time for you to have that last word so that people can go off and do their own bit, and we can say thank you to everybody who was here. I think you made PC's day. I'm sure we've all enjoyed listening to PC and his passionate Rajni story and his ability to make everybody Jujube. Last words, PC.
Last words were thanks to all of you. And I don't mind repeating it several times. Thanks to all of you for making my event very special. Please get some challenges here and there. We found to be and really wait for your feedback in case you happen to read the book. If this the book, will do that. Even otherwise, let us all be happy. Happiness cannot be outsourced. It has to be insourced. Stay happy. And whenever you face any challenges, just like Talevar, address it like Jujube and stay happy. Thank you. And thanks.
Thank you so much, everyone. PC Bala was always worried about a technical glitch. I finished that dream also. I had a technical glitch and I exited. So Bala, I think it's 7:15. I think we should just call it a day, though you seem to be very, very energetic at 7:15. So thank you so much, all of you. It was such a pleasure hosting this event, and all the encouragement in the chat window from all his friends. Someone wants to know the winner. The winner will be chosen by PC tomorrow, so I'm not announcing the winner. We have the questions recorded. And thank you so much, all of you. Prakash, Ravi, and Priya, your presence had made it very, very special. And hello, Prakash.
You're most welcome, Raji. Yeah. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Prakash. We were all waiting
Thank you so much.
to hear from you.
Thank you so much.
And
Pleasure being here.
finally, remember the contest and pick up the book from Kindle, Amazon. Just read the book. That would be your Jujube moment in the next 1 week. Come on, you can do it. Next 30 days, 30 chapters.
There is one gentleman by name T.S. Sridhar. T.S. Sridhar, he's trying to talk.
T.S. Sridhar, can you just unmute yourself and your video? We would like to see you also. You can do that.
I just saw the message now. If he's still there, Sridhar? No. Okay, doesn't matter.
Okay, so Bala, this might be your moment to thank me.
Of course, yes.
There are only 50 people, so we should just write.
One of the reasons for me to write the next book is to make you the MC, host.
No, I want to be the panel.
Okay, you want to be the panel. Thank you so much. Thanks to all the wonderful people who came in today. Happy reading and stay happy always. And stay.
Yes, thank you so much. The 50 people who are staying on, we are going to close the meeting now. Thank you so much. You can slowly leave the meeting. We'll be closing the meeting. We don't want to abruptly stop the meeting, so we would request you to leave the meeting room. Thank you so much. You made a huge difference to this event. Pati, you have rocked the chat room. Thank you so much. So many comments. Cass, is Cass still here? Can I just have one word from Cass, Ravi Shankar P, all these people who have been rocking the chat window?
Cass spoke
yes,
while
Cass,
you were away.
where's your video and where are foot pictures?
Where is Ravi Shankar also? Search for him. Ravi Shankar.
Yeah, Ravi Shankar, Cass. Yes, please join in with videos. The Neyveli Premier League.
When you were away, Raji, sorry, when you were away, I spoke. It's like people used to keep Om and Shri and all at home to have prosperity, divine, positivity, everything. So I think people will start keeping Jujube. Whenever they look at it, they feel happiness. That's a superpower, and I hope the content will be as good as the cover.
Yes, thank you. Ramji, Mr. Ramji, you would like to say something? All
Yeah.
these people have been rocking the chat window.
Hi. I already
Hi,
spoke.
Ramji. 1 minute. You did?
I already spoke, yes.
Okay. Anybody else who's left?
Ravi Shankar Gunshil.
Ravi Shankar P, are you still here?
Find up Prakash.
Yes. Okay.
Hi, PC. Best wishes.
Hey, Veena. Good to see you.
Yeah, congratulations. That was a great show, Raji. And so nice to listen to Prakash. Hello.
So good to see you there, Veena.
Yeah.
Pleasure seeing you.
Yes.
Yeah. Prakash, when you came to the Aura in Trichy, you know who did the due diligence and the certification for us? Veena. PC told something I didn't trust PC. I went to Veena and asked, how is he? He said, very, very good. You should get him to Aura. Yeah, thank you so much, Veena.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think we are down to some 27. Yeah, bye, Veena. We are down to some 27 participants now. Who is here? Jayashree should come online. Jayashree, please do. Did she when I was not here?
Shankar or
Jayashree is here. Did she talk when I was not here?
he's not there.
No, Jayashree Srinivasan is here. Did she talk when I was not here?
No, she didn't.
PC, congratulations, PC.
Yes, Shankar.
Very, very nice to be part of this launch. In fact, I also typed that it was nice that it was an online launch because we are having Mr. Prakash Iyer, Mr. Ravi Subramaniam. So everyone is here. So definitely you would not have got this had it been in Chennai, that is in any of the stores.
Yes. Can I
Very
have
good
a
launch,
word
online
from
launch.
Jayashree? I think she's still here. Jayashree Srinivasan. Or is she busy drawing?
Hey PC, congratulations. This is Vishy from Hong Kong.
Vishy.
Hey Raji, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Good to see you,
Great
Vishy. I'm
presentation.
sorry I missed so many of you in the chat because I couldn't really keep track.
No, Not at all. Thanks to Lock-in, all you guys look very distinguished with the beard. I said I was hesitating to come in. So Prakash,
I
lovely
think
presentation.
Prakash is still here. As he left, we should thank him.
Yeah, Prakash is great. PC, as usual, your energy levels and the way you present things is fantastic. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Savita, yeah, yes.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing your views.
Savita is still here. Can we have Savita to say a word? Savita, I can still see is online. Savita, here. Just unmute yourself even if you can't do the video.
Unmute yourself. Show your video.
Show your video here. Come next to Prakash, we'll believe you. There are only 20 participants left, 18 participants. Savita, come on. We are dying to see you.
You're not listening. They're saying they're trying to see you. Just come and see you. That's it. Say hi.
Come, join.
Here we go. PC.
Hey, Savita. Good to see you.
Hi, Savita.
1 second.
Savita, Prakash spoke so much about you today.
Yeah. It's good that you were around.
I want him to do that.
So good. Thank you so much, Savita, that you joined us. Your audio is not clear.
Congrats, and I'm looking forward to reading this book.
I sent a copy, but there is some lockdown pressure. No courier from Chennai now. So.
Two shall pass. Yes, I think that's about it, PC. And we all leave the meeting. Thank you so much, Prakash. It was wonderful. We'll connect later. If the others can, we really don't want to stop the meeting till all of you leave. There are 16 more participants.
Prakash,
and Jayashree is still refusing to talk.
Prakash, Vishy was talking about you. I don't know whether you listened. He said hi to you.
Unmute, Prakash, unmute.
I was on mute at that time too, I think, and I said hi, Vishy, but I didn't get through to him. But is he still around? He's gone. Yeah.
I don't know. PC will convey your hi to him.
Sure.
And
I will do that.
there are just 15 more participants, PC. Can we just find out?
No, this is the time where you say if everybody goes home, then the Kalyanam boy can go home too.
What? Sorry? What was that? This is the time when I say what? I'm in 2 devices also. Wait.
Yeah.